Hey guys, James here again. This is going to be what if Naruto, what if Luffy was Gojo's reincarnation. I tried to do a Naruto version of this, but it didn't work out too well. Probably going to redo that later. But it could count as a new what if since I never uploaded it again. I uploaded one redo, then I deleted it like 5 minutes later. But yeah, so it could count as a new series and as a redo. But until I get to that point, we're going to get this new series, which is Luffy gets Gojo's reincarnation. Now, honestly, he will wipe through people like he's nothing, but it'll be fun. So, Gojo would die of old age because I don't think anyone can kill him besides probably Sukuna or Yuta, maybe Kenjaku. But I'm betting on old age. So Gojo would die of old age. Luffy would kind of reincarnate, but not come back to life, be born as Gojo's reincarnation. Gojo's power was so immense that basically his spirit cannot contain it. So the spirit would shoot off into a body, while the power would find a source to hold its power. And it finds devil fruits. Devil fruits are so powerful that they can't even, yes, they could possibly be stronger than curse techniques, but the only difference is, finding a devil fruit is a little more easy than some people say, because every arc Luffy fights a pirate, there's probably one devil fruit user involved. Like, at least each arc, there's like 2 to 3 devil fruit users involved. So they're not as rare as people think. Yes, it's like uncommon to see a civilian have one, but there's a lot of bad guys that have them, or Marines, so just say that. So yeah, Gojo's infinity, 6 eyes, everything would go inside one devil fruit in Gomu Gomu no Mi. The devil fruit is the most potential, so the infinity would take over that devil fruit. And the devil fruit would be called the infinite fruit. And basically, it kind of just signifies you have infinite power, infinite stamina, infinite everything. Your strength is immeasurable. So is your intelligence, your speed, endurance, durability, everything. It can grow to the point where it's basically undefeatable. Yeah, Luffy being born did the same thing that Gojo being born did: shift the balance of the world. Luffy, by the time he's born, is already on the level of, a basic Marine captain. So now, Luffy would still meet Shanks, and in this one he's aged up 3 years. Because I don't think having a 17-year-old runner in the world shooting off hollow pearls would be funny. I think that Luffy would have some maturity to himself, so yeah. Gojo's 27, so older than every single Straw Hat, except for 3 or 4. But yeah, so Robin, Frankie, Jinbei, and Brook. So 4 Straw Hats. There's only 4 Straw Hats over the age of 27. So I'll just give Luffy the age of 20 to at least make him somewhat a little bit older than Zoro and Sanji. A little bit older. But yeah, so Luffy meets Shanks, still eats the infinite fruit. And Shanks didn't know it was Gomu Gomu no Mi. He knew that Marines were transporting the devil fruit and didn't know what devil fruit it was. But one of the Marines would actually tell Shanks, don't touch that devil fruit, it mutated it into a whole new fruit, we don't know what it can do. So Shanks was more interested in taking the devil fruit now. Luffy still eats it, and doesn't give Luffy any abilities to Gomu Gomu no Mi. At best, it gives him the ability to, I said, mutated. He's able to somewhat mess with his body. It gives him the ability to do that, kind of how he can just inflate his bones, or speed up his blood. It kind of gives him the ability to do stuff that it can do in Gear Second, or it gives him the ability to use his Gear Second abilities, and it's a little bit harder for him to die via guns and stuff like that. Swords would be where it's at. He gets some of the weaknesses and advantages of the Gomu Gomu no Mi. Yeah, so Shanks would still question why Luffy ate the fruit, but Luffy just said it tasted horrible. And Luffy is still as arrogant and cocky as Gojo, but still has his softness. But now, eventually, when Shanks would leave to go fishing, or not fishing, but go out to raid another ship with his crew, Higuma still tries to kidnap Luffy. But, Luffy would give Higuma the hand with the utmost disrespect. Higuma would try to slash out on Luffy, or at least punch him in the back of the head, but he is not able to reach Luffy. Kind of in the same way as Gojo was a prodigy, able to basically learn his techniques really fast. The only thing I'm pretty sure he probably would have struggled with would probably just be positive Christian energy, and that was him not having it pre-Toji. So that was like the only thing that may have been somewhat troublesome. So yeah, but in this one, basically, Luffy would be able to, in the span of a few days, actually able to use his infinity and use the six eyes to some degree. Not mastered six eyes, but be able to tap into them. His eyes are still blue, by the way. Well, not both of them. One eye's blue, one eye's the same signature brown or black. Now, Luffy would still end up still beating up Higuma and his men, and Luffy's kind of just using basically just MMA against them, and it was pretty impressive. Shanks comes back saying Higuma and his men thrown all around the village, and Luffy's sitting on top of Higuma, and Higuma's just kind of just being like just angry, like, get off me, you damn brat, I'll kill you. And he's like, you just tried and you lost pretty badly. Shanks ended up laughing, saying, well, if you did all this yourself, Luffy would nod, saying, yep, they're pretty weak actually. Even betting that old man who whoops up can even do it himself. Shanks can help but still keep laughing, and Shanks will leave a few days later after delivering the red-haired piping all the way to Makino. But then, yeah, he leaves. He's leaving Makino with the memory of the red-haired piping, and then we have just Luffy meeting Ace a few months later. Now, Ace does still try to spit on Luffy, but the spit doesn't really do anything. The Infinity will block it, and Luffy looks at Ace saying, you want to fight? Now, Ace is like, he wants to fight me over a little bit of spit. Luffy looks at him saying, come on, you try to spit on me, so let's fight. Garp will just sigh saying, Ace, I think you should run as fast as you can. Now Ace actually takes Garp's warning, but as soon as Luffy tries to run, Garp grabs him. And the thing is, Luffy not even knowing what Haki is, he can't really negate it. So Garp's actually able to grab Luffy and hold him in place with his Armor Haki. Armor Haki breaks through the Infinity. Now, that's one, bad thing about the Infinity and the Devil Fruits now. Because the Infinity inherited a Devil Fruit, Luffy can drown. One, he can't swim, so he'll still drown. Two, if you have somewhat decently, you have an average Haki at least, you have a higher chance of breaking through the Infinity. But if Luffy has Haki, it's gonna be a lot harder to even penetrate the Infinity or somewhat go near him even. Yeah, but Garp has Haki, so he's able to just hold Luffy in place. Oh, it's a little weird. But now we go to I guess just Luffy when I guess in the next 2 weeks. This time Luffy wants to get to know his abilities of the infinite fruit, and actually he's able to kind of come in contact, but use his ability of the what was it cursed technique blue. So yeah, that's the repulsion one. Pulling one. Pulling is blue, repulsion is red. And then simple math terms, they're both negative, so then they create the positive being hollow purple. Pause real quick. So over the next 2 weeks, Luffy will basically just learn cursed technique blue and master his six eyes. The process of mastering six eyes, of testing it out on animals that attack him first. He's not someone to go off and attack animals, but if they attack him first, that's when we'll practice it. And I'll give Luffy one six eye, like his both of his will have the ability of six eyes, but only one of his eyes will have the appearance of one. So yeah, now you guys remember in Jujutsu Kaisen 0, Gojo didn't really wear a blindfold, he wore bandages on his eye. Luffy will wear bandages around one eye to cover up his six eyes, or cover that one six eye. Now it doesn't cut his power in half, but it does just give him the ability to strengthen his other eye that isn't as strong as the other. Basically, it's kind of like how Kenpachi will hold back his power with I believe it was an eye patch. It's kind of what Luffy's doing. He's just training his power to push him to his limits. Basically, what it does is actually make it harder for him to track people, but he's still a lot faster, and his other eye can get stronger by him tracking people with that one. But yeah. Now, eventually, this time Ace is actually the one being captured by Porchemi. So Luffy would kind of be walking through the Great Terminal, and he sees Ace being beaten up by Porchemi. And then Porchemi does pull out a sword, going to kill Ace. Ace says he'd rather die than tell Porchemi where all the money is. So as soon as Porchemi got to slash down on Ace, the blade would stop in midair, and Ace would then see Porchemi being held back by Luffy. Luffy looks at Ace, saying, Alright, well, Garp told me that I'm your younger brother, but since you're so weak, I guess that I should protect you like an older brother. So from now on, call me older brother. Got it? Ace would instantly nod, thanking Luffy, and suddenly Porchemi is thrown right through the Great Terminal. And he hits the gate of the village, well, not the village, but of the Gold Kingdom, and his head would go right through it. He's not dead, but he's basically, no, everything through the Great Terminal would kill him. Yeah, he's dead, most definitely. Either by all the tetanus that was in there, or just his head hitting a gigantic, thick wooden gate. So, yeah. So Porchemi's got killed by that, and then Luffy looks at the rest of Porchemi's bandits, or at least the rest of Porchemi's group, and again, taking them down pretty easily. So yeah, with that, he wakes up, wait, I pause one more time. So with that, Luffy would wake up from the bandits, or at least some of Porchemi's group, asking if they have any more money here. One of them actually just says yes, and tells Luffy where the money is, because he doesn't want to get beaten up again by a 7-year-old. Not 7, by a 10-year-old. So, Luffy gets all the money, and then, with that, him and Ace go back to Sabo. And Ace introduces Luffy to Sabo, saying, Sabo, he's my younger brother Luffy, but he's going to make me call him older brother from now on. Because I guess he protected me, so now I owe him that favor eternally. Luffy would nod, saying, yep, until you actually die, because I just saved your life, now you owe me that forever. Ace just sighs, saying, okay then. And suddenly Luffy throw a bag of money to Sabo, and well, with that, Luffy's like, alright, well, here's a lot of money, I'm gonna leave now. Luffy keeps walking through the Great Terminal, seeing Nagari carry tons of just trash somewhere, and Luffy would just watch it. Now, Nagari is actually about to drop a lot of it, until Luffy would hold it up. So Luffy holds up the trash that Nagari fell. Luffy helps Nagari deliver it. And with that, Luffy would end up going to, he helps Nagari build a ship, and Luffy actually able to do it a lot faster, and actually learns how to build a ship because of the Six Eyes analyzing everything. But when he's building the ship, he wasn't really fighting or training, so he took off his bandages and actually able to actually learn how to do it decently. So he's actually an average shipwright by the time he's 10. So one day, Bluejam doesn't want the smoke with Ace and Sabo because Luffy was not around them, and old Porchemi was dead, so Bluejam kind of wanted vengeance. And he doesn't know it wasn't them, but wanted to kill them to get back at Luffy. But Luffy, well, his body is pretty heightened, and at this point, Nagari is just training Luffy, so Luffy's body is just a lot better. But Luffy had been training and took off his his bandages to not train for a while. So with that, this led to basically Luffy's senses being at like their all-time high because he's had training. His body's kind of still in the middle, like battle focus mode. So with that, Luffy instantly is able to hear something, which is Ace yelling for help. Luffy just looked at Nagari, saying he'll be right back. Luffy disappears, and Bluejam will be like questioning, saying, "Is that the brat that killed Porchemi?" Suddenly, Bluejam is kicked right through the Great Terminal, and his head hits right next to where Porchemi's body was flying through. Not body, but it's where his head was landed in. So yeah. So Porchemi's knocked out. Bluejam's not really he's killed basically. Yeah, that wouldn't just knock someone out and kill them. Pause. So Bluejam sent flying, and his head hits right next to where Porchemi's head had landed. And with that, Luffy's actually able to beat up the rest of Porchemi's crew pretty easily. When Sabo's dad actually appears, because he had basically seen Porchemi's group get beaten up, but he sees one simple little kid beating up all basically a shit ton of adults using MMA, like jiu-jitsu, karate, anything you name. Luffy's probably using it in a fight. Sabo's dad will pull out a gun, trying to shoot Luffy, but the bullet just explodes. The Infinity basically just blows it up. Luffy's body basically in the middle of like, oh, I want to fight as hard as I can. His Infinity is kind of solidified, and it made the bullet blow up. But now we go to when Luffy is actually at Sabo's dad, he beat up all the guards, Sabo's dad's the only one left. And Luffy has not been hit once, he's not even really phased, he's not tired. Sabo's dad keeps trying to fire bullets, but his Infinity didn't really harden up again, so it's just the bullets are just falling to the ground as they get near him. Luffy just cocks back his fist and punches Outlook, I believe that was his name, or Overlook. Just Overlook, but punches Outlook right in the chest, sending him flying back. and it knocks him out. Luffy look at, let's say, Sabo who are actually free now because Luffy had knocked out the guys that were training them, and they head back to where Nagari is. And done with that, every bit of Bluejam's crew and the guards, well, they're brought back inside Go Kingdom. Bluejam's crew as prisoners, the guards as, well, no longer guards. They basically were fired because they got beat up by little kids. Or by one little kid. The guards would say this kid was bulletproof. The bullets wouldn't even hit him. They'd fall to the ground the moment they got near him. So now the Go Kingdom's kind of have a small interest in Luffy. And, well, they remember the rumor of devil fruits and realize that this kid's a devil fruit user. So now Luffy's like, their whole thing is like, Luffy's basically off limits. You can't beat him. He's a devil fruit user, and well, no one who's devil fruit user, he'll lose. We don't even know how to get devil fruits. So the kingdom basically just seems Luffy the strongest threat, and they can't really do anything against it. But they do still try out the Great Terminal Fire. But after a second, the Great Terminal Fire is put out. Want to know how? Luffy's curse technique blew. Luffy kind of shot it into the air, and then immediately everything. Well, first he used it in midair, and then the flames kind of got sucked into it. That the flames are shot all across the air, and the flames could disperse. If he would land on top of a giant pile of trash, looking right at Bluejam's crew, who were released just for this one thing. Luffy stares them dead in the eyes, so stares each of them dead in their eyes, and would actually ask a reason he should not kill them. They don't really have a reason, and, well, that solidifies it. Luffy begins using curse technique curse technique red, that he had just learned how to use, and as soon as he did it, well, Bluejam's hit by it first, and basically every inch of his body was repelled apart. William's crew were all repelled as well, being torn apart, and, well, Dragon was watching this, so was Ivan. And Ivan was wondering why Dragon was so, just intrigued by this kid, until Dragon had said, my son's insanely strong now, huh? Immediately Ivan's like, wait, that's your kid? Dragon would nod, saying, yep, but let's leave before he finds us. They do just that, and, so Luffy basically killed Bluejam's crew. The Go Kingdom now knows that they can't even touch Luffy or threaten the whole kingdom because of Luffy. Yeah. So now we're going to fast forward to when Luffy's 14, same with Ace and Sabo. With this, well, basically, Luffy already knows how to build a ship. Nagari stayed behind because he thought teaching Luffy was actually very interesting and would get himself stronger, so he just trained with Luffy the whole time, didn't feel like leaving. Then, Ace and Sabo basically trained with Nagari as well, but Luffy didn't need to. He didn't feel the need to. Nagari wanted to teach Luffy observation hockey. Luffy's 6 eyes were a lot better than observation hockey, so there's no point in doing it. So it was just really weird. So all Luffy really did was basically just learn how to use 6 eyes a lot better, and well, just learn how to basically master his master his blue and red techniques, but mainly just martial arts and 6 eyes. And well, when he's not really fighting, he kind of just got glasses, there's really thick glasses. They're pitch black. You can't really see out of them. But yeah, now with 114, Luffy already built his own ship, and he just calls it it's just Hollow. That's what he calls the ship, Hollow. And the ship is actually just it's red, but Luffy's one eye that wasn't really a 6th eye. He was actually able to change the color of it over time because of how much it was trained. To the point where one eye is blue, one eye is red. I don't want to give Luffy I wanted to give him 2 different colored eyes, so I thought it'd be cool. So yeah, one eye is red, one eye is blue. So yeah, the ship Luffy has is painted red, and well, there's not a Jolly Roger on it because Luffy has more common sense than that. It's not a big ship, but it's big enough to fit at least 5 people. So it's the most decent sized ship, but yeah. At that, Ace actually was able to build his own ship. I think he calls it Striker. That's actually enough at least for it to fit him. Sabo has his own ship, and he calls it the Galley. So yeah, I can think of better names for Sabo's ship, make it fit his personality or one of his abilities. Ace's original ship that he had in Canyon was called Striker. So yeah, Luffy's current ship right here would be called Hollow because of Hollow Purple. So find a technique, find a technique, a personality trait of Sabo that I can name his ship. Because I have to find the ship name from history, and it sticks with Galley. So yeah. 114, they don't really have the plan to set sail when they're 17. They're already stronger than their canonical 17-year-old selves. So they decided to set sail now. At this point, Luffy's actually pretty tall, by the way. Like, instead of Luffy being around, like, Luffy right now is actually taller than Luffy is post-time skip. This Luffy right here is 5'10". So already taller than taller than a 19-year-old Zoro. So, yeah. But now they kind of just keep going. Like, they sail around, because they don't really have a need to do anything else. They just sail around. So, yeah, they sail around. They sail as a group. So the first island they hit, actually the island of Sixes, and they get there, and Ace finds them in Marinomi, and Luffy actually encourages Ace to eat it. So Ace does do just that, and with that, well, since Ace eats the Marinomi, Luffy has to help him because Luffy's like pressuring Ace to eat it. So yeah, since Ace ate it, Luffy now has to help him use it. Now, they don't really distract on the island of Sixes because they might burn it down because there's just so much plant life there. So they head to Shimosuke Village. They get there, and actually was attacked by bandits. But as these bandits are attacking, suddenly they're all wiped out. Not like sent flying, no, they are murdered by something. Now Zoro was the one fighting them off alongside Toshiro, and they're doing decently until suddenly the bandits are all pulled away and basically blown apart. Toshiro looked down at the bottom of the village, seeing Luffy, and he sees Ace with fire on his hand. Ace is kind of just controlling the fire, and Koshiro can easily tell these are devil fruits. He heard the rumors of them, but these are confirmed powers of them. The villagers start cheering for Luffy because he was the one that did it, obviously. And he's he's blue to the point where if he pulls something into it, if he infuses more power into it, it won't just shoot out blood and guts everywhere. It will quite literally just erase it. But he has to focus a lot of power into it. That's what actually drains the energy himself. Not like just fighting hard. No, it's like him pouring more technique. Not pouring more energy. Not pouring in more technique. Pouring in more energy into his technique. That's what drains him. Yes, using techniques regularly don't do a thing. But if he pours more energy into them to like make them stronger, that drains him slowly. So yeah, same with the Six Eyes. Like he doesn't really use them all too often now because he wears bandages over both of his eyes. But yeah, so Luffy actually wearing the bandages, actually able to track down where the bandits were, just kind of obliterated them like that. But yeah, Koshiro invite Ace, Luffy, and Sabo to this dojo. Sabo doesn't really wear the top hat all too often; kind of just wears it normally. And Luffy kind of wears the straw hat still, but the straw hat, the bandages on his eyes, just relaxing. And it's half black, half white hair, so he looks pretty cool. So Luffy was he's Monkey D. Luffy. That's his brother. Portcullis D. Ace, and that's Sabo. Now they all get along pretty well, easily. It's mainly Luffy and Zoro, because Luffy said he's the strongest in the world. Like Luffy just when Zoro asked Luffy what his power is, Luffy just says it doesn't really matter. He's just the strongest in the world. There's nothing more to it. So Ace like, if strongest in the world, fight me. And Luffy did just that, and beat Luffy hell out of Zoro. So yeah, just Roger palm strikes, elbows. Ace was just watching and laughing at Zoro because Zoro was being abused. It wasn't even a fight. It was like quite literal domestic abuse. So yeah. And even as Zoro got close enough to do a slash, his blade could not reach Luffy. So it just led to Ace being hit. Not Ace, I mean Zoro being hit a lot more. Now, after a month of staying in Shimosuke Village, Luffy even learned how to use a sword and already got better than Zoro at it really fast. So Luffy's already better swordman than Zoro in the span of, a month. Sabo got used to using a sword a lot more than with Ace, and Ace learned the ability to actually create a sword out of fire. And plus he actually learned to control his Marinomi to be average. And his first two abilities being Fire Fist and, Flame Sword. Let me find it real quick. So yeah, Ace's technique is called the Hinokami's Blade, or Hinokami Sword. So yeah, Hinokami Sword and Fire Fist. Those are just techniques. Sorry about my phone, I tipped over. Back to normal. There we go. Now, Luffy does eventually end up, leaving, same with Ace and Sabo, but Sabo mainly just keeps practicing sword techniques. When Luffy leaves, Zoro wants to come with him. Why does my phone keep tilting over for no reason? Okay, I'll just hold my phone. But Ace and Sabo, they go with Luffy still. and Zoro should follow suit, because Zoro wants to be around them. Now, Zoro at this point is 13, because Luffy and Ace and Sabo are 14. At this point, Queen is already dead, same with Kojo. But now Luffy begins talking to Zoro about like what does Zoro want to do in life, and Zoro's whole thing is like I want to be strong swords in the world. Luffy's like, you're gonna have to settle for something else. As long as I at least get near a sword, I'll be the best. So settle for something a little more low. And so Zoro's like, then I want to beat the world's current greatest swordsman. He's like, so still a great swordsman, huh? So not saying I'll be the best no matter what. He just sighs saying, all right then, I guess I can't use my first crewmate. So I'll be nice and don't pick up a sword. I won't pick up a sword. And Zoro's like, don't pity me. I'll become stronger than you, no matter what. And Ace and Sabo immediately laugh. They said, well, Ace says, we've said that to him a lot, and no matter what we try, he's always better than us at. Even when it comes to my Delph fruit, he knows different techniques, different everything, and it's my fruit. So Zoro, slow down a bit. If you want to be better than Luffy, you're going to try for centuries, centuries, millennia. Like, you're going to try a long time. So, yeah. But now, they get to Fucha Village, and Zoro keeps on training with Nagiri. Ace proceeds to keep training with his Marinara no Mi. Well then, Sabo keeps training with Zoro and Nagiri. As Zoro training with Sabo and Nagiri. But yeah. Now, we go to when when Luffy is around 16, Zoro is 15, Ace and Sabo are 16 as well. Because Ace and Sabo are still older than Luffy, but Luffy protects them so much he forces them to call him older brother. So by the time they're 16, they actually want to set sail. And Ace's striker is a lot bigger. So as Ace set sail, he still meets Mass Deuce, just they're not trapped in the sixes. Even if they were, Ace knows how to survive there. He spent a little over a week there. So yeah. And then Sabo just proceeds to sail around as he'd heard about the Revolutionary Army, and he wants to join it. So he's gonna go find them. And Luffy just proceeds to become the strongest pirate. So you have Luffy's ship, the Hollow, and Zoro's his right-hand man, so Zoro's the vice captain. Now, as they sail around, they get to Kokokashi Village. That's the first village they head to. When we get to that village, before they get there, they run into a small ship, and Luffy's ship is a lot bigger than the Sunny. He's a lot bigger than the Mary. Not as the size of the Sunny, but bigger than the Mary. So what Luffy actually does when Alvia's crew's like, who the hell are you? Go away, or else we'll open fire. Luffy stares them down and tells Zoro, cut it in half. Zoro pulls out Wado, saying one sword style, Dragon Twister. And so Alvia's crew's like, huh? You guys think they can cut our ship in half? Before Alvia can even get a word in, Zoro uses Dragon Twister and cuts the ship clean in half. But then Dragon Twister cuts it into pieces. Pause. So yeah, Zoro's just sheer strength was able to cut the ship in half, then the Dragon Twister cut it to pieces. But Luffy's able to sense the person on the ship that is not the most able to fight, and he's able to sense the emotions. A lot of negative emotions go over to Koby, so Luffy actually grabs Koby and pulls him aboard. First he blitzes and grabs Koby after jumping through multiple heaps of wood. Then grabs Koby and jumps back onto his boat. Koby thanks Luffy for saving him, but Luffy just says he only saved Koby because everyone on the ship hates him. And Koby Koby knew that was true, so he didn't even deny it. So yeah. Now, that Koby would still thank Luffy, but Luffy just says no biggie. But with this, eventually Luffy does end up actually telling Koby that they can sail around as friends, because Luffy's the strongest. Luffy just says oh, I'm the strongest. And Koby's like, well, then that must mean Alvida is the prettiest, because I don't think you're the strongest in the world. You look really thin, you look weird, and you make him do all your work. So just laugh, saying, trust me, I've seen what my captain can do. If you wanted to destroy your ship, he'd do it in the blink of an eye. Now Koby's like, what do you mean in the blink of an eye? And Zoro's like, oh, looks like he can beat me without even using his hands. He says, Zoro, I don't even need a single limb to beat you up. Trust me. And that wasn't even a lie, so yeah. Now, Luffy does eventually he doesn't end up bringing Koby along, and they do head to Kokoyashi Village. When they head there, well, at this point, Koby, I believe, would be like 15 years old. So, no, he'd be 13. No. Fuck. So 1 year before current story. Impossible. Let me figure this out. At this point, Koby's 13. Or wait, so I said so Luffy's 16, Zoro's 15. Yeah, Koby's 13. And then since Koby's 13, well, he doesn't really have much to do. Now, Luffy would proceed to keep going on with Koby, and they head to Kokoyashi Village. When they get there, they kind of go through the village. They meet Nojiko. Luffy and Nojiko get along pretty well, because Luffy's pretty handsome, so to say. And Luffy does know that, so he's to foot a lot with Nojiko. When Nami would walk into the village pretty sad, Luffy instantly cheers her up a bit. Like, his sheer appearance cheered her up because he was good looking. But Luffy had asked the situation in Kokoyashi Village, and Gen describes Arlong and his crew. Immediately, Luffy begins walking towards them, and Luffy says he'll kill them all in an instant. Now, the village don't believe him, but they try to stop him. But as soon as Luffy gets to the gates of Arlong Park, Luffy holds his hand in the air, saying, "Curse second blue." He snaps his fingers, and a blue orb begins appearing in front of his hand, and it shoots off right in the middle of Arlong Park, and everything begins being pulled into it. They hear Arlong's crew screaming and crying, when suddenly a large explosion occurs, and blood's everywhere. Luffy opens the door to the park, or Arlong Park, seeing Hachi's the only survivor. The rest of Arlong's crew were torn to pieces and dead. So yeah. Now, with that, Luffy actually kind of just thinks it's funny about like just how easy that was, and Arlong's crew, but the villagers are just so shocked that Luffy did that so easily. So yeah. Yeah, so that's really it. Now Hachi escapes, the villagers thank Luffy, and they party for a few days. During the time of the few day party, Luffy and Nojiko get busy. So yeah, it's actually pretty fun for Luffy mainly. But now with that, Luffy would keep on moving, and with that, he just how to say this? I have to think on this. Luffy, Zoro, Nami actually joined the crew to thank Luffy, because Luffy's like, "Oh, you guys owe me," and Nami's like, "Well, I still want to gather 100 million berries, so I'll go with you till I get that much money." So, Luffy, Zoro, Nami, and Koby, they sail around a bit more. Zoro training Koby, because Zoro at this point, without she training Luffy, Luffy, Sabo, and Ace. How do I forget their brothers' names? But yeah, so as he trained with Ace, Sabo, and Luffy, he got a lot stronger to the point where he's on the level of him being in Alabasta. And keep in mind, this Zoro's 15 right now, so that's a lot of power. But now, with this, Luffy just proceeds to, I don't know. Luffy just takes them all to Surf Village because he doesn't know about Usopp because of Yasopp. As Luffy gets there, they don't have a Jolly Roger, so Usopp doesn't think they're pirates, but does think their ship's pretty big and would ask what they want to trade. Luffy just says that they're pirates, and they're looking for Usopp. And Usopp like, what the hell? Do they want to kill me or something? But Luffy just says, "Your dad sent us." Because Luffy able to feel the emotions of Usopp, and Usopp's pretty fucking nervous now. But Usopp hears that his dad sent them. He's like, "Oh, so my dad sent you guys?" And Luffy's like, he sent me. They don't know who your dad is. Luffy explains how he knows Yasopp, and Usopp's like, "Oh, so he was in the east for a bit, but he didn't have time to visit me." It's like, "Nope. He got in a fight with a lot of Marines, and he was going to visit you, but he was just pretty tired and stopped at the nearby village for food, and that's how he met me. But the Marines were going to go near my village, so they left a lot earlier than they wanted to." That's a big lie, but Luffy wanted to find something his feelings hurt. So, that made sense. It made sense. It would make sense if he wanted to see his only son. So yeah. And eventually, Luffy's able to convince Usopp to come down and talk to them for a bit. And this when Luffy is still 16. And I'm pretty sure when I said that when Luffy was 14, he was already around 5'10". This Luffy's already around 6'2". Well, he has one more inch to grow in his life. So yeah. But now, I guess all that's left is just Luffy talking to Usopp, telling him about just his pirating adventures and his goals in life. When Usopp hears about everything that Luffy wants to do, he actually wants to take part in this because he thinks that it'd make him a lot stronger and make him a true warrior of the sea. Now with this, he gives him a tour of the village, gives him like he tells him about Kaya's house and how she's the richest woman in the village. But then talks about Claudor of him basically being a giant jerk and not letting him see Kaya. Same with her other butler Mary. Luffy is analyzing the emotions of Kuro and would say that basically Claudor or Kuro is very, very evil. Because Luffy told Usopp about a Six Eye, saying he's able to sense emotions and just like sense emotions, like emotions, not really plotting, but kind of able to tell like their intent, and emotion, and does that tells Usopp that Kuro has very murderous intent towards Kaya and him. But rather that Kuro has a very murderous intent towards him, towards Usopp and Kaya. That instantly scared Usopp and thought Luffy was joking, but Luffy was dead serious. Pause. Now, Luffy would just basically tell Usopp about this, and Usopp instantly wants to protect Kaya. But Luffy has a better idea. Luffy basically being a genius, he begins kind of just spying on Kuro, but provoking him from the shadows, to the point where Kuro's murderous intent is coming through, and actually yells he'll kill Kaya if she bothers him again. And that instantly made Kuro get fired. But at night of him getting fired, he breaks in trying to kill Kaya. But when he breaks in, well, Usopp already told Mary that Kuro was going to break in again. Now, not break in again, but break in. Not again, but he was able to tell Kaya that, tell Kaya and Mary that Kuro's planning to break in. So Mary actually allowed Usopp to stay the night in the manor. And by the time that Kuro broke in, he's hit right in the face by gunpowder, or gunpowder star. Luffy was able to make a pseudo-explosive star. So the moment that the explosive star would hit Kuro right in the face, it burned his face pretty badly. But instantly, Mary was behind Kuro and hit him right in the back with a bat. Kuro turned around, turned to swipe at Mary, but suddenly his arm is badly broken, and he's knocked out. Zoro basically just grabbed Kuro's arm and just pulled on it. Not pulled on it, but just grabbed his elbow, over his forearm, then his upper arm, and both kind of pushed up and down on different parts. Like, for his forearm, just pulled down, or just kind of bent it down. Well, then with his upper arm, just pushed it up. So that broke his arm. Then Luffy punched him right in the back of the head full force and knocked him out. Oh, it almost killed him, but he's knocked out. And so with this, Luffy just talks to I guess Kaya. They arrest Kuro, and now there's to wait for his crew to arrive. Luffy recommends to Usopp they should actually sit Usopp should sit around East Blue with him, and they take down Kuro's crew that way. Usopp agreed with this, and now they get in the boats, but Mary insisted that he upgrade the ship a bit. The ship is decently built, but Mary was trained to be a proper shipwright, so he actually could do a little bit of better shipwrighting on it. Luffy agrees with this and helps Mary dismantle his ship, and then pause. So Luffy helps Mary dismantle his ship, and they rebuild it a bit later, combining the Going Merry and the Hollow. So yeah, and the figurehead of Luffy's ship is still like the Mary's, ram or goat head, but the eyes on it are a little more. One's blue, one's red, and it's painted with like blue and purple and red designs on it, blue, red, and purple designs. And Mary doesn't really like it, thinking Luffy's just really weird for designs, and he is, but Luffy keeps designing it like that. But now the ship actually is big enough to fit. It's not as big. The Sunny was able to fit at least 10 people on it. So yeah, it's able to fit all the 10 strats. Just the rooms aren't as big. So yeah, but with this, Luffy would end up still going to what would be the next place? Is the Brazier? Let's pause one more time. So Luffy just proceeds to sail to the Brazier with Luffy, with himself, Koby, Nami, Zoro, and Usopp. When we get to the Brazier, everyone there is actually pretty nice. And Sanji is actually pretty pissed off because Luffy is attracting every single woman's attention. While then Zoro is actually attracting some attention himself because he's buff as hell. So it's pretty impressive. Now, eventually, Sanji wants to kick out Luffy and Zoro, but Zeph's like, no, they're customers. You can't be jealous. But they get their food, and Luffy's actually able to tell that Sanji's pretty jealous. So Luffy being just like mocking Sanji because of that. Sanji just thinks it's nice, but eventually Luffy's actually able to blend in with Sanji's personality, and they get along pretty well. Now, with that, what would really happen is just, Luffy gets along with Sanji. They get along. Luffy's able to get along with people pretty fast, so Sanji's the one that gets along with the most. Not the most, but he's able to get along with Sanji pretty easily. Because Luffy knows what kind of people Sanji likes. Women Sanji likes, and they're able to bond through that. But now, Luffy would proceed to just, I don't want to say this, but the best way to say it is that he would just, I can't find how to put it in words, but him and Sanji are able to get along really well. And eventually, with that, Luffy is able to, because Don Krieg would not be there. It's like 3 years before current story, so Sanji is a few years younger. They're able to actually just get along decently. Well, not 3 years, but 4 years. But let's say I'm pretty sure it'd be 3 years, at least almost 3 years. But yeah. So Sanji is 16. He's not 16. Well, actually, according to the month, he would be 16. So same age as Luffy a bit, but yeah. But Sanji eventually does run the crew with Luffy convincing him, and they all get in the boat. Well, Sanji already has his room set up. It's just, he already has a room. He just needs his own design in it. But nothing else important. But now they start on the east looking for the rest of Kuro's crew. When they do find the Black Cat Pirate crew, well, Luffy actually tells Sanji, Koby, and Nami to basically just show their mettle, just show how strong you truly are. Because Nami trained a lot harder. Koby trained to the point where his body is a lot more in shape. And Sanji, Luffy hasn't seen him fight, so he wants to basically look at Nami's new fighting skills, same with Koby, and actually see how strong Sanji is. So yeah. Now with this, Luffy's actually able to see Sanji beat up a lot of the Kuro's crew. The Mountain Brothers are pretty easily handled by Koby and Nami. Koby and Nami are actually able to track with just sheer physical strength to get the Mountain Brothers. Koby's physically a beast. When one Mountain Brother attacked him, Koby actually is able to hold them in place, and then Nami hits them right in the temple with a staff as hard as she can, knocking them out. And then with the other one, Nami's actually able to hit him in the face to distract him, and Koby just drop kicks him in the face and knocks him out. Yeah, so Sanji handles Django, and the rest of the crew is pretty easily handled by Sanji. With that, they were able to tell Kaya that everything's handled by sending a letter via news queue. And now I'm in this part here. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe for another part. Goodbye.